Now in this video, I've got the unit circle and I've got the graph of y equals cosine theta. Now the unit circle has a radius of 1. Now when you look at this triangle, right, you'll see that the hypotenuse of the triangle equals the radius of the circle, and the radius equals 1. Now, the height of the triangle is sine, and the base of the triangle is cosine. For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to be concerned with the sine value, but I'll only be concerned with the cosine value, which will always be measured along this line. Now the cosine is the adjacent side, the side adjacent to theta, over the length of the hypotenuse, or in this case, the length of the radius. So the cosine theta equals, in this case, the cosine over the length of the radius, which equals 1. So that is what we were working with. Now, I'm going to take this point P and I'm going to put it right here at 0. Then I'm going to rotate this point P counterclockwise, and I will show you how, using the unit circle and rotating the point P counterclockwise, that will generate the graph of y equals cosine theta. So we are starting here at 0. Now, the cosine equals the cosine over the length of the hypotenuse. Now remember that you're talking about the unit circle. So when the radian is 0, what you have is this. You got the cosine theta equals. Now, this length here is always the cosine. So you go. This is 1 over the length of the radius equals 1. The radius equals 1. The cosine is also equals 1, because the cosine is running the full length of the radius. So we get 1 over 1, and that equals the cosine of 1. A cosine of 1. Now I'm going to rotate this point, and I'm going to rotate it through quadrant 1 until we get to 1/2 pi. Now at 1/2 pi, you can see that the cosine equals 0. Now you have a length of 1 0, because this length is now over here. This point has been moved all the way back to here. So now you have a bottom of the triangle of 0, and you still have a radius of 1. Now the radius is always the hypotenuse of the triangle. So now you have the cosine equals 0. 0 divided by 1 equals 0. Now we're into quadrant 2. And I'm going to rotate this point P, and I'm going to rotate the point to pi. Now we have a cosine of -1, and we have a radius of 1, and that will give you a cosine of -1. Now I'm in quadrant 3, and I'm going to take the point P, and I'm going to rotate it all the way down to 3/2 pi. Now at 3/2 pi, I have a cosine of 0, and a length of -1. On this side of the circle, above this line, these points are positive, and below the center line, these points are negative, which will give me a cosine of 0. Now I'm in quadrant 4. And I'm going to rotate this point P, and I'm going to rotate it all the way to 2 pi. Now we have a cosine of 1 again, and a radius that equals 1, which gives you the cosine of 1. And this brings me to the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for your attention.